I had a really different experience. Like, apart from the spray and pray, I did that too.
We're all
Let's not
guilty of
beat
it.
around the bush. Yeah. It was funny because when I got into the industry, I knew I liked design and I did freelance for a bit and I designed the company's website using Keynote because Photoshop was like super laggy. So I was like, okay, I'll just use a presentation tool. This worked. And then I found Sketch. But previous to that, I was like, okay, this job sucks. Granted, I am doing design. Can I find a job that gives me a chance to design? So I just kind of like randomly applied. And when I got the job, they were kind of asking me these questions that I'm like, I don't know, but I guess I'll learn it. And it was like super random. So I got really, really lucky that like they were hiring for a product design role. I had some experience designing things and then just kind of mostly learn on the job. So I didn't really do the prep work needed when I got first hired as a UXer. And I was like, oh, that's not the reality we are in today, right? There's just so much more expectation, all of these badges that you need before you even get into the industry. That's why it's like, hence this advice of tailoring your approach and targeting people you can actually think you have a shot at, or something in your background that might resonate with folks at the company, right? Maybe you use a tool every day. Maybe it's your specific major that you touched in this specific industry. Any little thread you can pull on is typically a good thing on your side, like a green flag for the company, but that's so different from my experience of getting into the industry. I got super lucky and really it was just, I fell into the industry.
Luck does kind of play a part in it though, too, right? I think a lot of people don't realize that. You could still be doing everything right and it still might not happen right away. So don't forget that.
There's a lot of things you mentioned, what helps you to sort of get the role in like a couple of months after boot camp. And one was like networking. You did this in person?
Not really. It was all online. Like I did my schooling online because I live in Calgary, Canada, which is not really a tech hub. It's growing, but I did my program out of Toronto. So I was doing events online. There's some in-person events, but I kind of went to school like in the middle of COVID. So that was not, this huge, big, prosperous scene here. So yeah, most of my networking was online. It was pretty uncomfortable for me at first, to be honest with you, not something that I had a lot of experience doing. Now I try to go to more in-person events. I find that that's generally a lot easier. There'll be something to snack on. There might be a drink to have. There might be an event or a speaker or something you can talk about afterwards. So that's my preference. Can be really push me out of my comfort zone to be doing the networking online to start.
Yeah, I'm not a huge networker. Like anytime I go to like the in-person events, I'm like, okay, it's like who should I approach? What common thing? Like, so you design, right? Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
Figma,
nice.
what's
Yeah.
up?
What brings you here? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that. I prefer like being on the organizer side of it because then you're like, oh,
Right.
here's this event, and you can freely talk about the event. So if you don't like networking, try and volunteer and help out the organizers, because then you can approach anybody. That be like a free ticket for you to approach people, right? Not
Okay.
being like a weird networker or awkward
The,
llama
the
or whatever
real
it is.
insider tip here. Yeah, I wish I would have known that.
The other thing was LinkedIn. So you had a post resonated with a lot of people. Is that when you started creating content?
Yeah, so it started clicking for me. I was like, oh, this is how this can work. Like, this is pretty powerful. And I was definitely sleeping on this. I was very fortunate that I was kind of already in the final stages of securing my first position when I actually got this LinkedIn post that kind of went off. But I met a lot of really interesting people in industries that I didn't think I had any business applying in. My background's in biochemistry, and there was this biocosmetic company that was reaching out to me, and they wanted someone with 4 years of experience. But given my background, they thought I would be super relevant. So I was like, oh, I should keep this up. Like, it's obviously kind of adding to my credibility as a designer and my expertise. So I wanted to keep doing that. I had a lot of imposter syndrome going into the industry. I took a 3-month course and now I've been job searching for 3 months. Like, let's not pretend like I'm an expert by any stretch, but it was helping to build my confidence, right? People were resonating with the things I was sharing, kind of built me up to keep going. And it's really good for practicing your writing skills, right? So for me, to keep going kind of feels natural. And the best thing about it is people reach out to me regularly and say, oh, I love your content and what you're posting is really helping me. There's no better feeling than that. So it kind of feels like, why wouldn't I keep going with it? But yeah, for anyone that's kind of nervous about posting on LinkedIn, I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to post the perfect content or things like that. Don't, look at it as more of like an experiment. That's how I like to approach it. Hey, I tried this. Did it work? Did it not? Okay, it didn't. Why? Like, let's try something else instead. It can really help to take the pressure off. And that's how I try to see it moving forward.
Can you explain more about what transferable skills from hospitality to UX?
Tons of ideas, because I actually worked in hospitality for a decade. And like looking back, people are always very impressed with my lab experience and my degree, but arguably way more applicable is my soft skills that I've learned from hospitality. You're dealing with difficult customers, solving their problems like, oh, I made a reservation for 6, but now there's 8 of us. Can you fit us in? Or, oh, we need to move by the table. Or, oh, we got to leave in half an hour to get to the show. You essentially have to think on your toes and solve all of these people's problems in a pleasant manner, like with efficiency. Those are not skills that you're going to pick up in a 12-week boot camp. Your communication skills, talking with these people, can you de-escalate a challenging situation, even with your teammates, working with the kitchen, making sure that they get all the information that they need to deliver the order correctly. Like so many things, I even did a little bit of management there. So you're showing leadership skills, you're organizing, you're putting together a schedule. You have to understand the flow of the restaurant and when to send people home or pull people back onto the floor. Like, to be honest with you could literally do a Google search, waitress or waiter versus UX design. There's going to be a ton of different things that pop up, and see the ones that resonate with you. Can you think of an example that's relevant? And that's how it all starts. And then you can start to formulate those bullet points under waiter to sound more UX. And that's how you start to build that credibility and showcase your past as a valuable asset rather than this unrelated field that you're closing the door on.
Exactly. Yeah, those people skills are so incredibly important in all fields. We used to call them in our customer service role angry birds. People who really like, oh, solve my problem, or I won't buy your product anymore. And we're like, oh, angry birds. Okay, let's go to this question here.
Want to listen to the full conversation? Click the video on screen now. Subscribe to the channel if you want to join us live. Oh, wait. Okay, fine, you don't have to join us for the live stream, but if you like stuff like this, then click that subscribe button. I'll see you on the inside. Bye!